Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Irresistible and I'm a manifestation and soul realignment coach. My channel is geared towards helping you become your highest potential so that you can create and live the extraordinary life that is your birthright. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to manifest instant contact from someone, and I have two success stories to share with you. But before we get started, just wanted to wish you all a happy new year. We're around the corner from 2023, and I want you to really think about being super intentional in your manifesting. Look at all your life areas and think about what you would like to experience in your life in those areas, what you'd like to improve, and always focus on the end result. Set those intentions and let them go. Not everything needs work. Not everything needs you to be affirming. Some things happen just like that. And those are the things you can be easy about. And actually everything, even those long-held stories, if you stop those opposing thoughts, if you stop your thoughts from spiraling and you keep wondering when you're going to get your manifestation, you actually can manifest them super fast. It's just about being super clear in your intentions, writing them down, and then letting them go. It can also happen that way. And I highly recommend you do this for all your life areas. I'll definitely be doing this myself. I've done this and I just want to update it. So I've done this in the past and I will just be updating it in every single life area. Your career, your money, your health, your relationships, your romance, your family, your quality of life, your home, all areas, literally, your spiritual development, your fitness levels, everything. You can be super clear in every area and just allow that to happen. There's no work needed. It can all just flow in magically. It will appear like it was magical. So this is just a quick intro I wanted to share with you now that we are embarking on 2023. And of course, just a quick reminder to also check out my coaching options below. I can help you intentionalize your desires for the new year. I will help you in really being super clear in that. If you're interested, I have now introduced a service that will help you intentionalize everything in all life areas. You can check it out. It's in the description below. And of course, the traditional coaching is also available if you want help in manifesting any of your desires or in releasing any of your inner assumptions relating to your desires. Then I can definitely help you with that. You can find all the information in the description below. And of course, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon in order to receive a notification anytime I upload a new video. So let's get started. Today's video is inspired by a video I saw by Elmer O'Lougher Jr., whose grandfather was friends with Neville Goddard, and he shared a video about how to manifest instant contact or instant communication from someone. And I remembered that I have a couple of stories to share around that I thought would be super inspiring for you to give this a shot, because it definitely does work. So in Elmer's video, he spoke about, and that's based on the accounts of his grandfather who shared this directly with Elmer. He spoke about how Neville Goddard used to do this instant contact from someone live in front of an audience. Like, he would always manifest someone calling him. He would leave a telephone in front of him and he would manifest contact just through doing this exercise. And I thought that this is actually a very nice video to do, because I do have two success stories to share with you around that it actually does work. But before we get into the success stories, let's look at the process of doing this. The thing that you can do, first of all, this can happen through any way, any channel. So you can have this person contact you either through a telephone call, through a text, through email, through DM in one of the social medias. So you decide the channel or the method in which you are going to receive that contact. And let's say it's through a telephone, you want to make sure that you have the telephone there in front of you, because the exercise actually that Neville Goddard used to do was in front of an audience, and it was during the actual meditation or the visualization. So it's really manifesting it that fast. And both stories that I share are instant. Now, sometimes it may not happen right away, or you may want to try it several times in order to get it, but it can also happen within the same day or the next day, whatever. But the idea is that you want to envision, first of all, who that person is. You need to be super clear on who that person is, because here we are manifesting contact from someone specific. And you want to make sure it's something that can't be coincidence. Like if you're constantly chatting with your friend or in contact with your friend, if she contacts you while you're doing this could be viewed as coincidental. So you want to choose someone that you know it can't be coincidence. You can also do this to manifest contact from your SP. So it could be actually someone that you want to have contact you so that you experience a relationship with them, whatever. That would be the first point of contact from them. But this exercise alone can be used to strengthen your faith in manifesting. So you want to be first super clear on who will be contacting you. Then you want to be super clear on the method. So is it going to be by a phone call? Is it going to be through a text? Is it going to be through an email? Whatever that is, you want to be very clear about it. The next thing you want to do is you want to close your eyes, and then you want to start creating a mental image of what that will look like. This is now the visualization process. And of course, here you also want to make sure you know what that will sound like. So if it's a phone call, you want to know, remind yourself what the ringtone is. So before you get started with this exercise, you want to make sure you know what the ringtone sounds like. If it's a text notification, what does that sound like? Going into this with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine the actual contact happening. If it's through a phone call, you want to imagine your phone, which is now right next to you. You want to imagine your phone ringing with that actual ringtone. If it's a text message, you want to imagine yourself hearing the text message come in. Or if it's an email and you're receiving it either on your device or on your tablet or on your laptop, you want to imagine what that will sound like. If you receive a notification, an email notification, if you have notifications enabled, what would that sound like? So you're literally letting the sound be the first thing you experience. Then when you hear the sound, you're going to pick up the device, the tablet, or you're going to look at your laptop, and you're going to see the number of the person calling. If it's a phone call, you're going to see their name, or it's the phone number, or you're going to see the text message notification. You want to envision that as well. So what's the name that's showing up? What's the phone number that's showing up? If it's an email, what's the name? What's the subject line? You want to imagine all of that. And then you're going to either respond, again here in the mental image, you're going to respond to the phone call, and you're going to hear the other person on the line. It's the person, right? What does their voice sound like? What are they saying to you? You really want to be very clear in that, just for about 15 to 30 seconds. What would that sound like? What would their voice sound like? What are they saying to you? You want to also be intentional in that. You want to be super clear in what it is that they are saying to you. If you want, if this is in relation to a specific person and you really want them to say something specific to you. If it's in general, you can let that go, because the example I'm going to share with you is in general. One of them is in general, one of them is specific. So just keep watching for that. But here you want to be clear on what it is that is being said, just imagine that. If it's a text message, imagine what it is that they are saying in the text. If it's in the email, the same thing. So whatever it is that you're receiving, you want to imagine that, and just stay there for a bit. And then you can repeat this again and again and again for about 5 minutes until you get that manifestation. Just imagine it. Just imagine that happening. And be easy about it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't put in too much effort and focus that it has to happen. You can also try this again, but the idea is just keep imagining until you get that manifestation. Just repeat that. Now, I said I have 2 success stories. Let me first share with you the one that is my success story. I shared this with respect to a friend of mine, but the second success story is in relation to an SP, so definitely keep watching. This was my first manifestation ever. This is when I first learned about manifesting many years ago. The exercise said to imagine yourself receiving contact from someone, and it could not be coincidence. And so I chose a friend of mine I had not heard from in a long time. It had been several years, and I imagined her sending me an email, and I had Gmail notifications enabled on my laptop, and I just very quietly imagined the email notification popping up. I imagined her name, and I imagined that that's just showing up. I didn't envision what she would say to me. For me, it was not relevant. I didn't care. For me, it was just the actual her contacting me was enough. And I had tried this the first time. I remember it was on a Sunday, and nothing happened. And then I tried it again on a Tuesday. And Tuesday, I did this right before going to bed. It was right before midnight. I imagined her email coming in, and then I closed my laptop and went to bed. And this was short of 12 a.m., literally. When I woke up the next morning, I opened the laptop, and that notification came up exactly as I had envisioned. It was my friend, the exact person I imagined would contact me, had contacted me. This was my first manifestation story that just blew my mind away. Like, it was just out of this world. And it didn't matter what she said. The idea is she contacted me, and the timestamp on that was 12:03. It was literally within 5 minutes of my visual act. Now, I didn't see it at that point because I had closed my laptop and went to bed, but I saw it the next morning, and it was instant. It was really within just a few minutes. It was less than 3 minutes, less than 5 minutes. It was 3 minutes. So that's the first one. The second one was a friend of mine who manifested instant contact from an SP, and this person she was not in a relationship with. There was nothing at all between them, and it was really like out of thin air. She imagined him calling her on the phone, and she kept visualizing the whole scene in her head. She kept imagining him calling her. She kept imagining the ringtone and then seeing his name. And she kept imagining this again and again and again and again. And she kept envisioning that, and he called her. She saw the phone ringing. It was him. She picked up the phone, and he was telling her exactly what she had envisioned. She had envisioned him telling her something very specific. Basically, him wanting to see her and wanting to start a relationship with her. And she envisioned it all down to the detail. And I remember thinking, this seems a bit freaky, because this was before I even knew about manifesting. This was many years ago, and it just blew my mind that this happened. Later on, when I realized that this was manifesting, I actually went back to her and asked her, were you surprised when he called? And she said no. She actually had envisioned it so much. This is when Neville Goddard talks about planting the seed. It's like you've reached a level of conviction that it will happen, because when you've envisioned it enough times, so when we say like keep repeating the visual thing until it feels real, it actually becomes natural that that person will reach out to you. Now, for me, I didn't do that. I just envisioned it one time and I just focused on it and let it go. But I had very little resistance around my friend contacting me. I didn't even envision what she would say, but for her, she wanted something specific to be said. And she said that by the time he called her and he said those things to her, it was not a surprise to her because she had really focused mentally on it. And I'm talking, when I'm saying focused mentally, I'm not talking about days. It was within an hour or less, even maybe 30 minutes. Now, it was more than 5 minutes, if I recall correctly, but it wasn't like hours of doing this. She just did it for that period of time. And then by the time he called her, it was just very natural. So you want to really try this out and keep imagining until it happened. And Neville was doing this a lot in front of a live audience. Like, he would have a phone next to him and the phone would ring and he would actually manifest that contact. So it's 100% doable. It is through thought transmission. I do explain thought transmission in detail. I will link it above. This is really what thought transmission is. So if you like this video, then please do hit the thumbs up and share your feedback. If you actually tried this exercise and it works for you, definitely share it in the comments below. And again, I wish you a very happy new year and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.